Hey everybody, Rix here. It's good to see you all again, and I know it's been a while. We've had to deal with some major storms here. We've had tornadoes, and we've had hail, and all kinds of crazy weather out here. And we ended up having to move a lot of stuff in the garage. We're going to be doing another one of those projects that apparently a lot of people are really interested in, and that is putting images on wood slices. And it's really easy, and I'm going to be using my RixCanDoIt Quick Transfer Paper. Okay, it's not regular paper. Everyone always asks me that under the video. Is that regular paper? No, it's quick transfer paper. Sometimes I wonder. Let's get right on to it, and let me show you what I'm going to be using here. Alright, for this project, what I did is I ordered some wood slices, and I found a place, a company that sends some really high quality wood slices. So in case you're looking for some really nice wood slices, you'll find them at woodslices.com. You can probably see that right down there, but anyway, go down in the description area of this video, and you'll get the link to these wood slices and a little bit of description of what they offer there. Rustic wood. Alright, so let's just go ahead and take a look at what we got here. And I've got their little sampler pack, you might call it. I don't know what the official name is. Who knows? Maybe it is sampler pack, but hopefully you can see them okay there in the video. But see, I got this nice small size. Now take a look at how that bark right there is all nice and intact. You don't see any splitting, because before they send you this wood, it is already pre-dried. So the only thing that we're going to need to do is we're going to have to sand this thing nice and smooth, because it does come in its original rough texture. And for us to do a really good transfer on here, we're going to need to smooth this out. So in this video, we're going to do that. We have all these different sizes. This is really cool. It gets bigger and bigger. Look at it. Oh, look at that thing. Boy, that's a big one there. And then it just goes up. Goes up. Look at that. Nice. Okay, and then of course, the king of slices right there. So we're going to go ahead and use that one right there to do this transfer in this video. So the first thing I want to show you here is, if you select what side of the surface of this wood slice you want to work with, you'll notice that it's rough, okay? And what you want to do is you want to get that smoothed down as much as possible, because anywhere that you have any kind of divots or creases in the wood, the transfer will not make it in there, and you'll see the lines in your actual image. And we want to avoid that. But right now I just want to get as much of the roughness off of these slices as possible. And of course, safety first, as they say. So I'm going to put my bifocal safety glasses on here, and we're going to get right to it. Before I finish sanding this, I realized that I could really mess up the bark that's on the edge here. And I want to protect that as much as possible. I did knock a piece off, but I glued it back on right there. And so what I'm going to do, this was suggested by a subscriber, somebody in the comments. I wish I could remember who it was to give the credit to, but anywho, if you know who you are, thank you. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually spray the edge with some kind of a varnish or something, so that when it dries, it'll hold on to that bark as much as possible. And I'm going to kind of protect the surface as best I can using these two pieces of wood here. Alright, so let's get right on it. Alright, there you are. It's funny where you guys went. Alright, so you can see I got it sandwiched in here. Protects the bottom and top of the wood slice there, but yet it exposes the bark all the way around. You see that? So now I'm going to go in with my varnish here. And I'm just going to go through, and I'm just going to spray it like this all the way around. Now of course I don't care about these two pieces of frame board. You see they're frame boards. You can use whatever board you want, but I got frame boards here. They're just laying around. It's stuff that I was experimenting with. Okay, so now I've sprayed that bark all the way around with varnish. Okay, you can see nice and shiny. Look at that. Isn't that nice? So I'll tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and just let this sit here on the table here. Okay, and we're going to let that dry. And after it's dried, then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to finish with the sanding. So at this point, I really don't need these because I got nothing to do until this thing dries. It'll probably take about 10-15 minutes, and then I'll proceed. After sanding this, I can see that there is still going to be some dips here. If you could see really close, you can see that there are areas here, like right here and so forth, that it would just take me forever to sand that all down. But I got it really nice and smooth, and now what I'm hoping to do here is that when I start to spray paint this, that it's going to fill in those holes that you see in here and flatten it out even more, and hopefully I'll be able to get a complete transfer. Now let me tell you why I'm going to go ahead and paint this. If you take a look at the image that I'm going to use right here, for example, now this here is an image of my wife and I when we were on our 25th wedding anniversary. We were on a cruise. It was some years ago, 2011. I certainly don't look anything like that anymore. Anyway, it's just barely going to cover this. I got some wood showing off here on the edges and so forth. However, you see the white part of the photo here, the pants here and the shoes, for example, and my shirt. Now, since the printer, this is a laser print, by the way. You got to use laser printing, and this is my quick transfer paper, okay? Because everyone always asks me in the comments, is that regular paper? No, it's transfer paper. And are you using a laser printer? Yes. Don't use an inkjet printer. Use a laser printer. Now everywhere you see white, the laser printer is not going to print because there's no such thing as white laser toner except for specialty laser printers, which you use for high-end transfers and so forth. But in this case here, when you transfer an image that has white in it, the white that it's expecting to show up is the paper. This is the paper that you see here. This is this paper white that is here. So that means there's nothing here. That means you're going to see the wood that you see right here is going to show in place of this white unless I paint the background white. I hope that makes sense. Well, it is at this point that I made a mistake, and when I tried to do the transfer, I messed up. I had to re-sand it, and I decided that instead I'm going to spray it black, and then I'm going to spray the image itself white, as I've done this before, and it usually comes out really great. And that's what we're going to do. Well, I took it out to the garage, sanded it down. The interesting thing was the gel medium and the image, I was able to peel it off, and it was like this vinyl. It was stuck on good, but it peeled off. And then I sanded it down and got it really smooth, and took a can of black spray paint and sprayed that. And now I got my image here, another one. I printed on another sheet. I'm talking through a face mask because I was spray painting. Sorry if I sound funny. But anyway, I'm going to take this off the floor. Just try to keep it from getting too much dust. There's a little bit starting to show up there, and I don't want to get any of that on there. So anyway, now I'm going to take this white paint, Rust-Oleum, whatever. It's just says fast dry, blah, 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 I don't know. It's just a can of white paint, as you can see. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray paint this white, mostly just around me, because I'm wearing the white shirt and the white. And I'll make sure we get our teeth, because I don't want our teeth to look like wood if I don't get those white. So anyway, I'll show you here in a second. I'm going to switch hands because I don't spray with my left hand. So just give me a second here. Now you're just going to spray away, okay, from the image. Don't spray right on it because it's going to go on wet and you'll pre-activate the transfer coating. So we want to do a light spray from about, oh, I'd say 2 feet, 18 inches, 24 inches away, 2 feet, and just kind of get that beginning layer going there. So you can see like that. Now I sprayed the whole thing first with a light mist just to kind of protect it from my secondary spray here, getting it too wet. Now I'm going to try to just focus on this area here. And you know, I'm a good distance away from it, so by the time it hits it, it pretty much flash dries. And I think I got where I want most of the white. I don't really care too much about the rest of this because there's really no other white on there. So I'm going to let that dry. Well, folks, as I was turning off my camera, I realized I never had it turned on. I apologize. As you recall, this was all black. What I did is I put the gel medium on. What a shame the camera was off, but I put the gel medium on, and the nice thing about having a black surface is that you can see where the gel medium was going. And I was demonstrating how you get those hard little dried pieces in your gel medium when you're applying it, and I used my finger so I could feel it. But what happens is as you spread it and those little pieces get caught, like whatever you're using to spread it with, it literally drags across the surface, and it makes these little fine lines of where you actually scrape the gel medium right off. And when you're doing it on a light colored surface, oftentimes you won't see that you've done that. However, everywhere that you don't have the gel medium, anywhere you scraped it off will be a streak, a line of where you are unable to make a transfer. So you want to make absolutely sure that you have 100% coverage with gel medium. Just put it on thin enough that it's still moist when you put the paper down on it, the image. You don't want it too wet, otherwise the paper will wrinkle. You'll see I have no wrinkles because the paper's still dry, and I didn't put too much. But you know, with the black painted surface, you can actually see where the gel medium is starting to set up and dry because it starts to turn transparent. So you want to keep applying, just making sure that you've not wiped any little dots or make any streaks or anything where you're missing the gel medium. You've got to have 100% coverage if you want to have 100% of your image transferred, because anything that's not glued onto the surface will come off with the paper. That's just how it is. Now I'm going to go ahead and spend a couple of minutes with this Hippie Crafter heat gun that I got some time ago. I think it was a year or two ago. Show it to you right here. Hey guys, if you happen to go pick up one of these are real nice and handy. Let the people over there at Hippie Crafter know that the RixCanDoIt YouTube channel sent you, okay? So they know I've shared it with you guys, because it was really nice of them to provide me with this some time ago. Really nice and easy to have around, hold in your hands, 2 speeds. And no, I'm not getting paid to say that. I did get this though 2 years ago. So there you have it, my disclosure. So I'm going to do this for a couple of minutes and then I'm going to let it dry naturally. It has to be 100% dried, okay? The gel needs to be 100% dried. Okay, I'm back, and this time I believe the camera is on, and I do apologize for missing footage. Anyway, the show must go on. So this should be thoroughly dry. It's been a few hours since I left it alone, and I did give it 2-3 minutes of heat before I left. So what I'm going to do now is going to take some water here and apply it and remove this. Get your dry paper towel ready before we start. All right, and let's take this wet sponge brush here, and I'm going to now coat this, soak it with water. Okay, and I want it to absorb into the paper, so most definitely give it an opportunity to do that. It doesn't take long. Okay, you don't want any dry spots, otherwise the paper will be left behind instead of peeling off like butter. And this paper is designed to peel off like butter, but you've got to do what you got to do, and that means you got to get it nice and soaked in. Okay, and I think we got it there, and usually if you can start to see the image showing through, then you know you've moistened it well enough. So I'm going to go ahead and just dab off the excess, and what this does is it helps you peel it off usually in less strips. If it's too wet, it just shreds too easy, but this way it retains some of its strength while staying moist enough to peel off. Alright, well here we go. Now just carefully, we're going to, oh my, I glued it off the side here. I had some ooze out, I'm going to have to clean that, but here we go. Alright, so far so good. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and tear this into multiple sheets. Well, look at that. So far we got 100%. So far, last time my face was a mess. Looks like I'm going to get to keep my face. Yay. Look at this. So far, I've done a good job here. Look at this. 100% image transfer. Yes, look at that. Look at that. Okay, so let's see how the second half does. And that came off 100%. So I have a 100% transfer there. Okay. And there you go. That came out really good. And now there's my thumbnail shot right there. We'll do another one. Okay. There we go. Now, because I spray painted this with the white paint, it now transfers the white border that had no image here and here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide these using another transfer. Make sure it's all nice and clean. Alright, so I need some material here that matches this color, but I don't have anything left because this was all 100%. Well, it's not all 100%. I mean, there's this part I didn't glue on, right? It's spray painted, overspray with the white. So let's use this. I didn't get it wet. So the first one I'm going to do is this one. And I'm going to use that to cover that right there. And then let's do this. And that's going to cover, let's see, I'll cover this up here. And then last, I still have a little bit left here. And we'll use this to take care of this. What do you say? Okay, let's give that a shot. You're going to see how we do this. This is how we do it. Okay, let me take one of my damp sponges here that I just cleaned off the stuff from, and we're just going to cover just the part we want to fix, and we're going to put this over that. You don't have to line it up exact because it's only going to transfer where you actually put gel medium, not where the paper is. So it's just where the gel medium is. So we'll just go ahead and use the finger here and make sure it's nice and flat. All right, that's easy. Now let's see, where's the other two pieces? This is going to go to here. Let's go ahead and do that one. So I'm just going to do a little dabbing right up here like so. All right, and I don't want all of it. Let's just get some of that off. And we're going to go right like this. Okay, and that should do it. And then last, we're going to do this one right here. Okay, put that in the water. And let me get some of that off my image there because I don't really care about that. And we're going to just put that like so. Okay, cover up my gel. Put my lid back on. Keep the crusties out as best as possible. All right, I'm going to do a quick heat here just to get it going. Alright, I think that should do it. We might be able to do a dry peel. Let's see. Yeah, it's working, and there it is. Good. Now let's see. If it's not completely dry, we may be able to do a dry peel here, and not as pretty. I didn't press it in very well. Let's see, is it still sticky enough? Yes, it is. So I got to press this paper into the crevices there. So we'll do that. So that wasn't even dry, and I didn't get it pressed into those crevices. There's some crevices there, so we'll let that do its job. Let's see about this one. Okay, that's not going to come off there. Let's see. Let's see if we do this. It's a lot more dry than the other one is. And okay, so we got this little bit right here because it goes down in there. And if let's see, what if I was to use this little corner piece here, and I'm going to press it right in there. I don't know if there's enough gel in there. Let me get some more gel. I guess I put that away too prematurely. I'm just going to use my finger instead of dirtying another brush. And we'll put that right there like so. Okay. And we're going to use this little corner piece that hasn't been used. and press it right into there. This is where the edge of the bark is, so you know it's not flat and it's hard to get the image in there. But if you use the very tip of your finger, you can probably squeeze it in there, and we'll let that do its trick. Let's see if we got anything working for us over here. Okay, that we're going to need some more glue, obviously. A little bit there. Just gel medium, not glue, but you know what I mean. So apparently it wasn't wet enough. So I still got some material here. Okay, and I'm going to press it in. Press it in with my finger so I can get it into the grooves. Okay, and the rough edges of the bark on the very edge. We get that. There we go. Meanwhile, I got a little bit of white right here. I'm going to put a little gel medium here, and let's see, I still got paper here. I'm going to press that in. Okay. And let's hope that covers up that, and then that will be it, right? Alright, let's see if this one worked. Okay. Still got white. Let me put this here like so. Press that in. Come on, I'm going to get you all the way in there. Otherwise I'll take a black marker if I can't get it into this crevice here. Alright. So this is how you can do little touch-ups on your borders and stuff, which is really cool. Alright, I'm going to imagine that's probably dry since it's such a small area and I put the heat gun on it. So let's get some water here. Give me a clean brush. Alright, so I'm going to put some water here on this paper so it doesn't put any pressure on my pulling it off. Alright, let's see if we got it this time. Yep, we got it. Alright. Okay. And let's see, where did I, was it right there? Let's use the white, the wash again. Let's wet that. Just so it comes off really, really easy with no effort. There we go. That's done. And the last one. Okay. We'll get that right there. White be gone. There we go. All right. So I have did some minor little touch-ups to get rid of the white border and everything. Just using what was left of the image here, and since the colors will be the same. Now I have this clear acrylic sealer, this Mod Podge one. Usually I use Krylon or something. Huh. That's interesting. It's kind of wetter looking. Huh. I think I like that. I'm going to put it on really good here, and it's got a much wetter look to it, and seems to be leveling out by itself. I could see the rings of the wood itself starting to form inside this clear coat. It's very interesting. All right, so we're gonna let that dry, and then we'll see if I need to put another coat or I'm gonna call it quits. But that looks pretty good. The clear coat has dried. I put about 3 layers on there, and take a look at that. Isn't that nice? Look at that, nice and shiny. Yeah, look at those smiling people. Isn't that nice? All right. Well, I certainly hope you liked this video. If so, if you wouldn't mind hitting that like button there, I certainly would appreciate it. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe, click the notification bell so you'll be informed of my upcoming videos. And if you're interested in getting yourself these wood slices to make your own, they got all different kinds of sizes and so forth. Go visit those people over at the Rustic Wood Slices. Information will be down in the description below. Just click the link there. I'll go to their website and you can read all about their family business over there. And so it certainly helps support small home businesses and some quality products. So anyway, there you go. And I will see all of you in the next video. Bye.